Now, if you would please give your opening statement once again, Mr. Payne, and also your closing statement. Let's just streamline this as best we can.
Certainly, Your Majesty. The accused is charged with 2 crimes, larceny and murder. Yesterday, the Founder's Orb was stolen from the treasure room of Temple Temple. In addition to the theft, 2 other things were discovered in the treasure room. The dead body of Mr.
Mr. Patrol. Great.
Temple security guard, and the empty treasure box that housed the orb which Mr. Roll was in charge of guarding. We believe that Mr. Roll was murdered by the thief who stole the treasure.
To kill a guard armed with a gun. What a terrifyingly bold act.
I couldn't agree more, Your Majesty. Please allow me to submit as evidence the victim's autopsy report and crime photo.
Roll's autopsy report. And a crime photo. We're gonna be looking at that. Okay.
It's been a long time since we had evidence presented in court as well. What do I do with these? Do they just go away and then we pull them up and then is there a table they're sitting on or something? We've never really established that. It's kind of refreshing, actually. Ha 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 ha! Oh, just like my own patented Judge Cola. Drink Judge, Magistrate Cola.
Is he a magistrate? It says judge. So I'm gonna keep saying judge.
We may rely on the power of the seances, but our police still carry out investigations. Thus, any proof I provide is indisputable.
Are we gonna have a Khura'in detective to talk to? I hope so. Oh, really? Well, forgive me if I don't just take your word for it. I can check the evidence out myself. Yeah. Was he just how thorough you and your police were, Mr. Payne?
Such a deplorable crime. The audacity of stealing the sacred treasure of Her Holiness, our founding mother. It's a crime that strikes at the very heart of our nation. Normally something that would only happen if Nicolas Cage were looking for, like, some kind of treasure map, and he wanted to steal the Declaration of Independence or something.
Exactly, Your Majesty. We mustn't let the culprit get away with these heinous deeds. Indeed, such deeds are best described as treason against the crown.
Is this treasure really such a valuable object?
How can you even ask such a thing? Of course it is. It's the most valuable thing that there is. Why, sealed within this treasure is the very soul, the matama, of the Holy Mother.
Her soul is sealed within the treasure? I think I'll take that with a grain of salt.
You don't believe it, do you? You blasphemer! Blasphemer! Oh.
Of course I believe it. I just converted to Khura'inese just moments ago. Happy party. Happy poppy, baby. Yeah, someone tells me I better play along.
This kind of irreverence is exactly why I dislike defense attorneys so much.
Your Honor, Your Majesty? Learning words?
What is it now?
This treasure. I've never seen it, so it's a little hard for me to imagine. Could I see a photo of it or something? Or could I steal it? I mean, not literally. Could I steal a glimpse? Oh, man.
Of all the outlandish requests, you defense attorneys are truly beyond the pale.
He's been getting awfully angry with me. Are those veins popping out of his forehead?
It's forbidden for anyone outside of the royal family to view the treasure itself. They say that anyone without the proper spiritual power would be blinded instantly.
Okay.
That's why the average person has never seen the treasure, Mr. Wright.
I guess there are national treasures that are off limits to the public back home, too. Also, Albie hasn't been struck blind, so already finding a hole in your thing.
For the benefit of the shamelessly uninformed defense, let me share this newspaper article. It includes photos taken about 8 years ago when the treasure was unearthed.
Unearthed? Would you just find it?
These are the only public photos of the outer box in existence. What's more, the treasure box only leaves the temple's treasure room but once a year. For cleaning, we send it to a laundromat, they sweep it out. For a special New Year's rite that takes place at the palace. Therefore, this treasure box has only ever been seen by a handful of people.
Treasure box. That's important.
I hear there's been a string of thefts lately of historic artifacts from the temple. The guards are terrible. They're the worst.
Right, Your Majesty. Inexcusable thievery of precious national treasures for personal gain. And the culprit is the accused.
So, he used his position as monk in training to get his hands on the treasure, is that it?
The accused's family is by no means wealthy. To help with family finances, he works as a tour guide in addition to his ascetic training.
Thank you for giving an excellent outline of the case, Mr. Payne. Now then, no more questions from the defense, I presume?
What? No, I do have questions. I have questions.
Even more? But you just asked a whole bunch and I'm tired. Well, make it snappy. My class starts in just a few short minutes.
What? He's still planning on going to that thing? No. You're gonna miss your class, sorry. There's still a lot I don't know about the case. I should ask now while I have the chance. Let's see. What else do I need to know more about? The crime scene, the weapon, I know the weapon was supposedly the relic that they bonked somebody with. Let's go for the motive first, because that's what we know the least about. What do you claim was the defendant's motive?
Mr. Payne has already explained that. He wanted to sell the treasure in order to help his family with living expenses.
Oh, yeah. I guess it slipped my mind.
So it's true what they say about lawyers never listening to anyone but themselves, and also a joke about putting hands in other people's pockets because it's cold out. Something I don't remember.
My apologies, Your Majesty. Please, let me give it one more try.
Very well, if you must.
Let's see. What else do I need to know more about? Let's start with the crime scene. Mr. Payne, where did the crime take place?
What? Oh, as I already stated, it was in the treasure room of the temple.
Oops. That's right. Okay. All right. Just clarifying. Just keeping everything clear.
Have you even been paying attention?
I guess.
These lying lawyers, not only do they lack morals, but memory too.
He apparently has all the brain power of a brainyard chicken, Your Majesty.
Oh, that explains why he has a crest like a rooster, because he is a chicken. Yes, I understand that reference, as I too have seen chickens.
No matter where I go in the world, the insults are always the same. It hurts. It hurts my feels. Your Majesty, please let me try again. Let's see. What else do I need to know more about? Well, okay, I guess the weapon. I thought we just knew the weapon was the bonk, but I guess we don't know. Mr. Payne, what was the murder weapon?
The murder weapon was the treasure box itself. The empty treasure box left at the scene had a large blood stain on it.
How utterly reprehensible, using this sacred treasure box for murder.
The accused came to the treasure room with the express purpose of stealing the treasure. He climbed the altar stairs and snatched the box, ready to abscond with the treasure. But he was discovered by Mr. Roll, who had come to the room in the course of his rounds, making, what do they call it, like a patrol? After walloping Mr. Roll on the head with the treasure box, the accused forced the bloodied housing open and made off, with the treasure inside.
Whoa! Albie! So supposedly he has the treasure somewhere? That's gonna get bad if they think that's true. But the defendant's just a little boy. I hardly think he would be able to hit the victim, a grown man, on the head.
Very good point, Mr. Wright. But I'm afraid that won't help you. At the time of the crime, the accused is on the stairs leading up to the altar. The accused elevated position would more than make up for their difference in stature.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
Ha 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 ha! You so dumb! Mr. Payne, your reasoning is flawless. I love you. Let's go out and play some whatever sport we play in Khura'in. Let's go play it later. What an elegant argument. Hats off to you, Chief Prosecutor.
Your title is obviously well earned.
Well, the accused's guilt is certainly conclusive. Unless there is anything else, I am ready to announce my verdict.
That was probably the judge talking. It's fine. It doesn't matter who said it.
Very well. In that case, I find the accused...
But no, just a moment, Your Majesty. Don't you think you're rushing the verdict just a little bit? Just a little bit.
I told you, I have plans to attend to and... I'm late! It's already started! How did the time fly by so fast? Anyway, he's guilty. Goodbye. Kill him.
He's still stuck on that. Let it go, Judge. You're not going to the class. We haven't even heard the defendant's side of the story yet. Your Majesty, the defense asserts its right to cross-examine the defendant. We have that right here, right? Huh? Did I say something funny? What?
Cross-examine the... What do you mean by that? What? Are you going to look at a cross? Oh, look, it's a cross. Whoa. I hope no vampires come by and see this cross. It's very nice, though. I like the way one side goes perpendicular to the other. Good cross-examining.
Well, what do you mean? What do I mean? What?
I seem to have some dim recollection of the process, but I can't quite recall.
And little wonder a so-called defendant hasn't been questioned in over 20 years.
Should I even be surprised anymore? Anyway, I demand we let the defendant, or the accused, tell his side of the story.
Is that really necessary?
Of course it's necessary, Your Majesty.
What harm could it do? I say we allow the boy to speak, Your Majesty. Though I doubt he'll have anything of relevance to say.
Oh, how kind of you, Your Royal Payness.
Very well. As long as it's okay with you, Mr. Payne. I'm already hopelessly late for my class anyway.
In that case, the prosecution calls the accused back to the witness stand.
Oh, but before we do, I'd better call my wife and apologize for missing that class. Hold on. Any objections?
Go for it, Your Honor. Your Majesty. Whatever.
Yes, honey, no, I know. No, I want to go to the class. No, I really, really want to go to the class. No, I really... Oh, I'm in for it now.
Accused, state your name and occupation again, if you would.
I'll be your guide. I know it's a bad pun. I'm in training to be a monk, and I'm a tour guide as well.
Why me? Oh, now where were we?
Cross-examining the defendant, Your Majesty.
Right. Okay, let's do that then, I guess. Might as well. Not like I wanted to see my wife or learn anything. At the defense attorney's insistence, I might add... Gonna be sleeping on the couch tonight, and we have a very uncomfortable wooden couch.
He sounds a little dispirited. His wife must have given him a piece of her mind.
Well, the defense had better get to it and make it quick, if you please. I scheduled a second class just after that one, so hopefully that's not going to be bad or inconvenient at all.
The defense? Mr. Wright, I didn't know you were a lawyer.
Well, I am, and I'm here to defend you, Albie. Don't worry. All you have to do is tell the truth, and you'll be all right.
You tricked me.
What?
If I knew you were a lawyer, I wouldn't have given you that tour. Give back that Magatama man I gave you yesterday.
Albie, what's gotten into you? I already ate it. In any form that I could give it to you, you would not like it.
Don't talk to me. You disgust me.
Now even Albie's against me. But why?
This must be a new experience for you, Mr. Wright. Being loathed by a client. I wouldn't know what that's like, but it must be something that you know. Now then, accused, please give the court your testimony. The incident occurred around noon, during the break between the morning and afternoon dances of devotion. I want you to tell the court what you were doing around that time.
All right.
What? Oh, that's a cool new graphic. Alright, the accused's account.
I didn't kill Mr. Cole, and I didn't steal the treasure. I'm not allowed to go anywhere near the treasure room. I've never even seen that treasure box with the green Khura'inese butterfly on it. When the incident happened, I was in the hallway planning out my tour route.
Were you well acquainted with the victim?
Yes, he used to chat with me whenever we ran into each other in the temple. Mr. Roll was a monk in training when he was a kid too, you know.
I bet Albie looked up to him.
But he had to give that up and go to work when his family needed money. That's why he became a guard. But at least that way he could still stay on at the temple. He was so proud when he was put in charge of guarding the treasure box. He even got to carry the box to the palace for the New Year's rite.
The victim's parents apparently both died relatively young. So Mr. Roll had to support his younger brothers and sisters as well. But even with his job as a security guard, I'm sure things couldn't have been easy for him.
It sounds like his circumstances and Albie's were very similar.
Mr. Roll encouraged me to never give up. Albie, you train hard and make sure you become a monk one day. Don't end up like me, he'd say. He was always cheering me on in my training and in my tour guide business too. Why in the world would I kill a nice man like that?
Yes, I see. You express yourself well. Defendants, now that you've heard the accused's account, are you finally satisfied? If so, let's draw this to an expeditious conclusion.
But, Your Majesty, I haven't even cross-examined the defendant yet.
That wasn't the end of it. Oh, it's been so long I don't rightly recall what this cross-examining thing is all about. Why are we even bothering?
A judge who doesn't know what a cross-examination is. What fresh hell is this?
I really do wish I could remember how it works.
Should I give the judge a refresher on cross-examination? No. This is the tutorial. I don't want it. Don't give it to me. I better save my breath. The judge doesn't exactly seem like a model student. He'll just have to watch and see how it's done. And yes, if you watch the demo video, it's the same first testimony. So I'm probably still going to go through this anyway. But we know what this contradiction is. It's the easy one. This is the gimme. This is the beginning of the game.
I didn't kill Mr. Roll, and I didn't steal the treasure.
Hold it. I believe you didn't do either of those things, Albie.
You do? But you're a lawyer. Of course you'd say that.
No. There's no need for that.
But he's right. Lawyers always claim their client is innocent, even if they have to lie. Just like you're doing right now, accused.
Don't lump me in with that lawyer. I'm not lying. I didn't steal anything and I didn't kill anybody. people not allowed to go anywhere near the treasure room.
You're not allowed to go near the treasure room? Why is that?
It's a rule of the temple. They keep a lot of important things in that room.
Yes, like the Founder's Orb in particular. Only the royal family may lay eyes on it.
Didn't Mr. Payne say anyone without spiritual power would go blind?
I heard you wouldn't be blinded if you just looked at the outer treasure box. But I've never been anywhere near the treasure room. I'm too scared. You've got to believe me.
I believe you, Albie, because you're not blind.
I've never seen that treasure box with the green Khura'inese butterfly on it.
A box with a butterfly on it.
Yeah, you can see it in that newspaper article. Look. See, there's a relief of the Khura'inese butterfly on the treasure box.
Yeah, but this is This is not green. You're not playing it on a Game Boy. Oh, this design here, carved on the back of the box. I see it now. Okay.
It's a sacred butterfly said to carry the soul, or mitama, of the departed. Its wings form a loop that cradles the mitama and carries it to the Twilight Realm.
As you can see, there's even one depicted here behind me, the judge's bench.
Well, what do you know? There it is. Though it kind of looks like he's about to be carried off to the Twilight Realm himself.
Anyway, I've never seen this treasure box. Besides, when the incident happened, I was in the hallway planning out my tour route.
Planning out your tour route? Yeah, don't you give those all the time? Why would you need to plan that? I don't trust you, Albie. Don't trust you one bit in this particular matter.
Yes, I was planning out a tour for you.
For me? Well, thank you, Albie. I got you in trouble.
I wouldn't have done it if I knew you were a lawyer. I wasted all that time on you. Give it back. I'm going to need it. For I have very little time left. I will die soon. Bye.
Sadly, I'm a lawyer, not a Time Lord. Not a Doctor Who, more of a Doctor Why. Actually, as soon as he's heard that's what I am, he's been like a totally different person. So I don't think Albie committed murder, however.
Don't talk to me. You disgust me.
Ah, yes. We have to flashback to 2 minutes ago when he said that. I like this like sepia toning that they're doing now, though, instead of the like straight black and white of the previous games. That outburst earlier makes me wonder if he'd willingly tell me the truth. I'd better compare his statements in the court record carefully. If I find an inconsistency, I can present some evidence and maybe get him to open up. Alright, so we know the color is important because he knows what color the butterfly is, even though the only way he should have seen the box is in this black and white photo. That's very important. Oh, Albie, why would you lie to me? So you say you've never laid eyes on the treasure box. Is that right?
That's right. It's forbidden, so I'd never do that.
In that case, how did you know there was a green butterfly on it?
Huh? Because I saw the picture of it in that newspaper article.
Albie. Nope! Take another look. These photos are in black and white and gray, but no green. No green. You couldn't possibly tell what color the butterfly is from these pictures. Hold on. His bag. Did it just move? How many sweet buns you got in there?
Pohlkunka.
Bless you. Beg your pardon?
Pohlkunka is a word in Khura'inese that people use when they're surprised. Pohlkunka. It's natural, just rolls right off the tongue.
You just exposed a lie. So this is the power of cross-examination, is it? Ooh. Should have been examining crosses this whole time.
I should be the one shocked here by your shocking lack of understanding.
Just a moment. If the accused was lying, then that makes him more suspicious than ever.
And this just makes things worse for me than ever. Why did I do this? Albie, are you hiding something? Please, give only true statements. I can't help you if you don't tell the truth. Darn, I just can't seem to get him to open up to me.
So, accused, you have seen the treasure box with your own eyes after all, haven't you?
Well, maybe I did take a peek one time, a long time ago, when I was cleaning the treasure room.
But you weren't in the treasure room at the time of the incident, right?
Of course I wasn't.
That is a lie. You were most definitely inside the treasure room on the day of the incident. And I have proof.
He does?
This was found on the floor of the treasure room. It's a scroll entitled Notice and contains a list of temple monk duties. These instructions pertain to the day of the incident.
What exactly is that supposed to prove?
The accused's fingerprints were found on the scroll.
What?
Oh no! Where is it? It's not here! I must have dropped it somewhere.
Indeed, you must have dropped it when you were busy murdering the victim.
Notice added to the court record. Okay. This is already getting more complicated than the demo was at this point. No. Then that means... Oh, jeez. Albie was there on the day of the incident.
Ha 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 ha! So, this is the power of cross-examination. The more the accused talks, the guiltier he paints himself.
Yes, it would seem so, Your Majesty.
He predicted my argument and had evidence ready to refute it.
How was any of that supposed to help the accused?
See, I told you, you can't trust lawyers and their lies.
Her benevolence already said the killed is guilty. Just declare him guilty and get it over with. No, everything's going wrong. Shadow, what do I do?
Shadow? Shadow? Are you talking to your shadow?
As I suspected, this cross-examination session has served no purpose whatsoever. It's dumb. I hate it. Let's go back to the old way, where I get to go home and sleep.
No, you're wrong!
But armed as we are with her benevolence's insight, there's no reason to doubt his guilt.
Then I guess I'll just have to poke holes in this insight of hers.
By the way, this didn't prove to be very interesting at all, Mr. Payne. Nevertheless, I will now finally announce my verdict.
What? No! Wait just one moment, Your Majesty. I haven't seen this divination seance for myself yet. As the defense, I have the right to check it.
Is that really necessary? Gosh, I'm bored. I have to get home and apologize to my wife. I need flowers, I need chocolates, and honestly, it's going to be a terrible night.
I guess she really did give him the business.
Your Majesty, I enthusiastically support having Mr. Wright see the seance. It's so flawless.
You do? And why is that, Mr. Payne? You want to waste my time as well?
Don't you want to see it? See the lawyer being utterly crushed by the power of the seance. And then watch him tearfully beg for mercy.
Well now, I do like tearful begging. That's probably what I'm going to be spending most of my evening doing, so it might be nice to get some inspiration before I have to do it, so
I'm sure it'll make up for not getting to go to that class with your wife.
It certainly does sound worth seeing, and it gives me a juicy tidbit to tell the miss. Gosh, she loves her gossip. Ha 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 ha! All the cases I tell her about that I probably shouldn't admit to doing here in trial. Oh well.
I've been reduced to a juicy tidbit? At least I'm juicy. I've been called worse. I've been a dried out tidbit before.
Well, for an interloper, which I assume is your name, I imagine you do have to see it for yourself to truly be convinced and be converted to Khura'inese. Khura'inism. I can pronounce my own religion, yes thank you. It's certainly unprecedented, but let's have the divination seance performed. Again. But then, right out of the tearful begging, I really do have to be going.
The only tearful begging is going to come from the prosecution when we're through, because his normal talking sounds like tearful begging.
How pitiful the defense looks, still scrambling desperately for a foothold. Blissfully unaware that defeat and despair are all that await him.